Hello, my name is Tom, and today I'm going to show you how to set up an invoice in Xero Accounting. To do this, you need to go to the settings menu, which can be found up at the top here, and you go to settings and to invoice settings. In here you have your standard template, which all Xero files come with. To edit the settings, you need to go to the options menu and edit. On the left hand side here we have all the standard wording and formatting for each of the different types of documents that can be produced using the invoicing section. You've got draft invoiced, approved invoiced, overdue invoice, credit notes, and so forth, quotes, remittance acceptance, and you can simply edit these as you like. They do default to capital to give it emphasis on the invoice or the document that is being produced, but you can change these if you prefer to be lowercase. On the right hand side we have how the data is to go into the invoice or document that you're preparing. You can align the logo to be on the left, the center, or the right. Have the invoices set up to automatically calculate with exclusive of GST or inclusive. And you can simply toggle between those two. And then on the right hand side here, this is where the data for your business will start flowing through onto the invoice. My recommendation here is that you have your full business name. So in this one we're going to call this one Demo Company. We would have the ABN. We would have the address. Email, and a contact number. Just need to be careful with the address that we're not including your personal address. So if you do have a business location, feel free to put it in, but if it is a home or a personal address, you may not want to include that, and you might put a PO box in there, or quite simply leave it out. At the end of the day, most people do deal with you regarding invoices and these types of documents via email or by phone anyway, so whether the address is in there or not is a personal preference, but give some thought to whether or not you should be including an address that may also be your home address. Further down the page, if you're using payment gateway services, you can select these through here to show up on the invoice, such as Stripe or PayPal or things like that. The important thing also is to include terms and conditions, and you should always set it up with your standard generic terms and conditions, because this will obviously allow you to then have it set and forget, so that you don't have to change this every time. Obviously though, if you do have different payment terms for another client, you can edit these within the actual invoice that you create yourself. But for our purposes, we will just use our standard, which is strictly 7 days from date of invoice. And I would recommend then you detail your bank details within this as well. So also here you can set up the templating for your quotes. Now, subject to how long you have your quotes valid for, you need to put those details in here. also worthwhile putting in the expected payment terms that you would like as well. For example, payment 50% of quote due on acceptance, balance on completion. And obviously we want bank details in there so that the client can actually pay if they do accept the quote. What we've now done is put all of the important details into each of these documents so that it can be correctly reflected each and every time that you produce an invoice or a quote for your business. So we'll hit save there. On this menu too, you do have the ability to upload your logo, so I'll just show you that. It's quite a simple process. Click upload, you browse, and select your logo from its location and hit upload. The logo will then upload into there to be visible on all of these documents that we're setting up today. It is important that you use a file format that is PNG or JPEG, as this gives the best result for your invoicing or your templates in Xero. Just to give you a bit of an idea, if we preview here, this gives you a generic view of what an invoice would look like. So as you can see, we've got the logo, we've got those details we entered previously, and then you'll have all your clients' information flow through and your usual invoicing information there. And below you can sort of see that data that we put in as part of the terms and conditions, strictly 7 days from date of invoice, demo company, BSB account number, and thank you for your business. Also in phone format, you can see how that produces through for you, looking professional for your potential customer. Once we've got those basic setups done for the invoice, I would recommend you also going to the default setting. In here, as we said before, you've probably got standard payment terms, so this will automatically default those payment terms so you're not having to adjust dates constantly within the invoice or the document you're setting up like a quote. So here so for sales invoices we said it was 7 days from date of from invoice date. You've also got options here of, it could be 7 days of the following month, days after invoice date as we're going to select, or days after end of invoice month, or 7 days in the current month. So you can select any of those options. You may also not want to start your invoicing from 0001. You may have come from another software where you've got an invoice sequence flowing through from there, and you can continue that on from here. So we could make that 23587 for argument's sake, and that would become the first invoice. The same can be said for quotes or purchase orders, and you can edit those as well. With your quotes, we also said 30 days from the date of the quote, so that will template all of them as you create those invoices. If you were to create one today, which is the 15th of December, that would mean that quote would be valid till the 14th of January 2024. Just a fast, quick way to automate those little things that are repetitive on every invoice. We hit save there. You do have the option to add multiple themes of invoices, so you might have you might run several businesses under the one entity, and you might need to have invoices for each different business within there, and you can create additional themed invoices which can be set up exactly as we've done today, but by simply adding a new standard or custom invoice and editing it to have those additional logos and payment terms and things put in from there. You do also have the option with your invoicing setup to set up payment services, which can be done through that link, but as this is a demo, we're not going to be able to show you that today. So what we've done today is show you how to add the basic details in to get your invoicing set up, how to set up default dating and terms and conditions for both invoices and quotes so that you're up and running ready to start creating an invoice. If you'd like detailed Xero training or you'd just like a better business accountant, then please contact Jeffkins Accountancy and Business Solutions. Thank you.